Talking about insurance is about as interesting as cleaning out a cat's litter box. But what's even less interesting is the odor if you don't do anything about it. And right now, Obamacare is a big clump of litter putting a stank on our economy.
I think what's happening. Propaganda.
The liberals have scared, suckered, and sold too many people on the idea that the evil medical industry is going to wipe you out financially if you get seriously injured or afflicted with disease. But now, here it is, the liberals are making sure people are going to get wiped out financially with the monthly premiums we'll be forced to pay with the so-called Affordable Care Act. And if you don't bend to the will of the state and buy health insurance, you'll get fined. Or you can opt to go on Medicaid or the government exchange. And ladies, I'm sure you'll enjoy sitting in the waiting room with prisoners.
Give me that one over there too. That one over there with the big buck. Yeah, I'm gonna do something real nasty to you.
Which reminds me of the quote that sums up what these naive, selfish, and self-righteous liberals are forcing us towards. You know where you can get things like free food, shelter, absolute gun control, and health care? Prison. But you may be asking yourself, Zo, how's the government gonna know if people don't have health insurance to find them? Through your tax forms, y'all. Which means you just involved the IRS with your health. And it's become quite evident that the IRS has been a detriment to the financial health of America. Now get ready for what it's gonna do to your physical health. The IRS, the agency that can send you to prison if you don't let them steal from you. Suppose the IRS decides that you owe them money. And suppose you need a medical procedure. You think the IRS won't hesitate to say, you're delinquent on your payment. Your treatment will be delayed until you pay what you owe to the IRS. And while you're trying to pay the demands of the IRS, you lapse on insurance payments, which means you're gonna get fined. Liberals have made the people afraid of the so-called monopolizing insurance company, not realizing that the liberals are herding people into a government insurance monopoly. And these people are unbelievably naive to think that somehow the government won't treat you like a number. I know many of you out there are asthmatic. Well, you saw how Obama feels about you, even though many of you overlooked it and still voted for him. Obama feels a hospital bed shouldn't be wasted on you when you can't breathe. Just give him some treatment. Give him a breathalyzer or an inhalator or something. And these liberals who care more about the environment than people have made sure that asthmatics can't get good, affordable inhalers. They've lowered the quality of the inhalers because they're offended by the so-called earth-killing propellant, like the depletion of our atmosphere is just one puff away. So don't buy into this nonsense of liberals talking about how much they care about the environment for humanity, while they target and deny people who rely on inhalers to be able to breathe with a sense of normalcy. And not only are these inhalers like Pro Air less effective, they now cost more. And not only do they cost more, many have to use them more because they're less effective, which means people have to buy them more. So much for affordable care. But I'm sure the liberals have taken this into account. And that's why we have the IPAB, which is ultimately the panel that will be rationing out healthcare to make it more affordable. And liberals said we were crazy for calling it a death panel. Face the truth, y'all. When it comes to health and rationing, that adds up to a death panel. And when you've got people like unions who totally love Obama and fully supported Obamacare, who are now realizing that they can't deny on how bad this is and saying we don't want any part of it, you might want to reconsider this yourself if you haven't already. Like zookeepers. Zookeepers tend to love animals, and some of them love animals a little bit too much. But if you saw these animal-loving zookeepers running from the park, I don't care how much you love animals, it might not be a good idea for you to go in there. Liberals will be the first ones to say, especially when it comes to abortion, that your healthcare choice should be only between you and your doctor. Yet they've supported the imposition of policies that involve the IRS and a bureaucracy, who aren't even medical workers. I'm Alfonso Rachel with ZoNation, and I'd like for everybody to have insurance too. The best way to achieve that is to get the government out of the way of it and let insurance companies compete. even across state lines. If health insurance is as important as you liberals make it out to be, important enough for you to support making people have it, then surely you would pay for it on your own if it were more affordable. And it would be if you would leave it to the free market. Anybody with any sense knows that if you want to make more money, you sell things for less, not more. And the main reason why it looks like people are charging so much for things is because more costs are being heaped onto the seller. Stop listening to liberals and the policies they support that drive up the cost of living. Stop listening to them when they say that the CEOs can afford it. Instead of trying to figure out what CEOs can afford, why not put that energy and creativity into providing a service that makes you a good enough living to afford things, like health insurance?
Yeah, I'm gonna do something real nasty to you.